Hello my friends and welcome back to Ushanka Show. Let's learn something new about life in the Soviet Union. In today's video we're going to talk a little bit more about Soviet-era soda machines, the place when the citizens shared rumors and germs. If you just joined my channel and somehow missed my first video, I'll provide the link in the comment sections below. Okay, so there were several questions about did the soda taste good. As far as I remember from the 80s, the flavor wasn't that great. It tasted like a diluted lemonade. The flavor was called apelsin, so like orange flavor. So it's slightly like citrusy flavor. And I'll tell you later why it tasted like a diluted lemonade. So it was okay, but in any moment I would prefer to drink a Pepsi versus this soda. Another question was about the size of the communal glass cups, and those were called granёный стакан or granchak, and the standard size was 200 milliliters. Which brings us to the topic of those folded plastic tourist cups that I talked about in my previous video. They were smaller than 200 milliliters, so when the Soviet germaphobe was trying to fill his folded cup, he always had it spilled over or he had to waste some product because it didn't fit all 200 milliliters of soda. Some people asked if those soda machines operate in the wintertime. No, they did not. They were shut down, water was disconnected, power was disconnected, so they were just gray boxes covered by snow waiting for the next summer. Believe it or not, we also had an urban legend relates to those soda machines, and as a kid I never heard of it because I probably would never ever touch those communal glasses again. But the story went that the old man who had a syphilis, which is the worst STD you could get back in the day, that guy would sneak out at night and go around the town and he would whip his stool and wipe his stool inside of those communal glasses to make other people sick.
Чё не смеетесь-то? Не смешно? Не поняли, да? Это Россия.
By the way, urban legend in Russian were called strashilka. Strashilka. By the way, check out these pictures. I thought those were just some kind of modern take on the old Soviet soda machines, but these photos were taken back in 1959 during Christian Dior photo session in Moscow. Quite cool, huh? In my first video, I talked about the ways people were trying to trick the machine and use a 2-kopeck coin to get a 3-kopeck drink. You make it wet and you push it very hard to make machine thinks it's a 3-kopeck. Some kids would drill a tiny hole in a 3-kopeck coin, attach the fishing line, and then when they drop the coin, as long as they hear the machine clicked, they'll try yank the coin back out, and then they get a coin back and they get a drink. Also, some adults that worked in a tool and die, they would make round metal circles the size of the 3-kopeck coin and use those to buy a soda. Some older worn out soda machines could dispense you a drink if you hit it hard enough at the right spot. And some people mentioned they remember seeing soda machines and they'll be actually writing, I can say with the marker what somebody will scribble, hit right here, and there will be a spot if you whack it really hard with your fist, machine will discharge soda. Fun fact, Soviet 3-kopeck coin and 20-kopeck coin, yes, we had 20 kopecks coin, are exactly same size and weight. So if someone was really desperate, like thirsty and had no change, like 3-kopeck change, they would drop 20 kopecks to get a drink. But of course, that's a lot of money wasted. By the way, I guess in the late 80s in Moscow and Leningrad, because I never seen those things in Kiev, there were Pepsi soda machines and the cost was 20 kopecks, which is a lot. You could buy a 0.33 liter for 45 kopecks and 15 kopeck is the bottle deposit, or you pay 20 kopecks just for one glass. Not a good deal. While I was researching for this topic, I discovered that apparently servicing Soviet soda machines could be quite a profitable additional income for the service workers. It was pretty easy for the serviceman to make the soda machine a cash cow. You just need to slightly adjust the dispenser for the syrup container. Instead of 100 servings, now that bottle would last 125 servings. And 25 times 3 kopecks, that's the money in your pocket. And if you service 50 or 100 those machines per week, you can make a decent amount of money, almost a ruble per machine a week. So there's 50 rubles or 100 rubles additional income while you're making 150 a month. I also found quite a funny story about Nikita Khrushchev in America. I'm not sure if it's made up or real, but it's quite funny. So during his visit into the United States, Nikita Khrushchev was introduced to this brand new soda dispenser, which was smart soda dispenser. It's automatically delivered orange drink to male and cherry drink to females. And the trick was that has a primitive photo element. So of course a woman was wearing a skirt, so she will block more light than a man wearing pants. So several times Nikita tried that machine, and every time he was getting a cherry flavor pop, which he got really angry about because that's supposed to be only for the ladies. But the problem was that photo element was blocked by his white pants, and the machine thought he was a woman. But I said, I think it's made up, but it's still funny.
Чего не смеетесь-то? Не смешно? Не поняли, да? Это Россия.
We also had a joke about Soviet soda machines and Soviet alcoholics. If you follow my channel, you probably remember the story that people usually were buying a half of liter of vodka, and then they tried to get 3 people together. And this way you have a good time, you get drunk, but you probably will make it home. So as the story goes, the guys bought a bottle of vodka, but they were looking for the 3rd person, and they finally found the guy. He's looking like he's some kind of engineer, intelligentsia, carrying a suitcase. So he agreed to be the 3rd. So they popped the bottle open and give it to him, and he refused, I'm not drinking from the bottle, I need a glass. So they're like, God damn it. So they walked to several soda machines, and there's no glasses. Then they walked to another soda machines, kilometer away, still no glasses there. So this is late 80s, right? They go again on the 3rd spot. They see a guy who's totally drunk sleeping next to the soda machines, and still no glasses. So there's one guy punches another dude. Do you see this? People already having a good time, and we just found this intelligentsia moron looking for stupid glasses. All right. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please don't forget to like it, share with your friends, and we'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye.
Sergey wrote a book based on diaries he made when he was first in the United States. And as I understand, this is just volume 1, right? That's correct. He's going to have multiple volumes coming out. Well, I said, well, since Sergey is kind enough to come up and speak with us, I bought the book. I said, I might as well read this. I read this in one sitting. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I just couldn't put it down. It was so fascinating because your writing is very compelling, for one. And his story is very interesting too. It's really interesting. You know, we've lived here our whole lives. We don't have that perspective. It's just so interesting to hear someone else's perspective about what we take for granted. So I hope you really tune in and listen to what he has to say. It's a very interesting, very informed perspective. Sergey is not a historian. He's an electrical engineer by trade, but I find that he has a depth of understanding on history, economics, culture. So just a very observant fellow and a great storyteller. So like